Alright, for the ones that are watching or the ones that are going to watch the stream, I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. It is a holiday. It is a holiday, so I hope that everybody is going to enjoy this holiday on a Monday. Um, Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming on Thursday afternoon. I don't even know, even in the evening, if I'm going to. They're going to put in quite a bit of dye inside me, so I don't know how much, but it's going to affect everything from my eyes into my internal intestines. Basically, it's going to be the same thing as my um, as when they do the dye. Um, I have to kind of do like what they did last, or what I had done last time, which is peeing it out. So it might be like a different color of some sort. Don't know. But I'm just letting you get, you ladies and gentlemen, that might actually happen. Um, would I be okay for Thursday evening? I don't know. Thursday afternoon, when I usually do my streaming, I usually do pretty good. But right now, I think Thursday evening of this week might happen, but I'm not too sure. Like I said, I don't know what will happen if I'll be able to, or if I need to sleep it off, or just whatever. I just not too sure. I'm getting more dosage of this dye that's going in me than anything else. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday of this week. But definitely Thursday, I will not be streaming in the afternoon. If I do stream Thursday evening, it'll probably be about around 7 or 7:30 that night. A little bit later than tonight. I started a little after 6 or maybe 8 after 6. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen on Thursday, but we'll see. Um, and if I don't stream, I probably won't be streaming until the next Monday. In that, and today is a holiday, so I might as well just stream on the holiday. Why not, right? Streaming on a holiday is not a bad idea most cases because a lot of people can't do very much anyways, because with a lot of things are that are like maybe you might have banking to do or whatever might be closed, and some other things might be closed too, like ports, and that ports might be closed because of the strikes that are happening on this end of the border. I don't know if it's happening down south, but definitely up here it is. There's more strikes that look like it's sounding the alarm for a lot of places. Grocery chains are starting to get there, and I don't know, sooner or later with all this happening, there's going to be quite a bit of people going on strike, but the people that are not unionized will not be going on strike. So what will happen is that people won't be working in those um, won't be working in those places because they don't um, pay enough for like subsidies like rent and electricity, gas, groceries, all that stuff. A lot of people will be looking for other work, which makes those one works won't be able to rely on anything except for immigrants, because the immigrants don't go under the law of Canada. They only go under the law of immigration law, but they're not fully Canadian law. So you're gonna see in the next little while that people that are coming up here or going somewhere, they're going to find a lot of immigrants in their jobs and all that stuff. And while the people that are looking to find a job that would suit, uh, so that they can survive on everything that they own, like a home or apartment, you know, um, things that they need, food, shelter, and all that stuff. And the other part is that the government is doing what I call a um, the more that people are coming into this country or any other country, if you're on a waiting list for a home of some sort, like low income housing and that, you probably lose it because of the immigration. The immigration will probably take them in and then put them into those type of things so that more people will be on the streets. And that's not good for anybody, including the Canadian economy. Um, I estimate by the end of this century, it's going to be roughly, uh, what I think it's going to be roughly about 7 to 13 million people are going to be misplaced in this country because of, waiting for home, immigration, taking all of these things. A lot of things are being built so slow up here, and that they say, "Oh, we got too much." But what it is that they're putting on so much projects that they can't keep up with the demand. You know what I mean? Like people that are trying to get into a place so that they be able to be in are being taken right away by people with money, basically. So only point zero or point 5% of Canadians that are low income will get a place. But the other ones will not be able to get a place because they'd be on the waiting list for a long time. The sad part is, though, here's the sad part. The sad part is that it's not gonna. Doesn't matter what government is running, it's going to get worse by the end of the century. And like I said, it's going to be roughly around 7 to 13 or 7 to 13 million people will be misplaced in the upcoming century. Down in the States, I'm not too sure, but it looks like they're going to have the same thing, but it's going to be more than up here. Down there, it's going to be roughly over 50,000 or 50 million. I say closely to 50 or between 31 million to 50 million by the end of the century. If that's if they start building and all that stuff, but with crime rate happening down there, it's starting to feel less safe. And places that are going to be condemned would be, this is my guess anyways, the ones that will be condemned will be Seattle, Oregon, Los Angeles, New York, Florida, Texas, Chicago, Detroit, and that's about it. Maybe there's other ones, but I don't think those are going to happen. But places like Nevada, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, um, Nebraska, Colorado, places like that are not going to see very much because they'd be pretty expensive. I imagine they will be expensive. So the rich will be living there compared to other places. Or they will force people that are coming in and force them into these places, um, so that Portland and Seattle, or um, um, yeah, Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon are going to be the two places that we're going to have a big fight on for sure. But I don't know. Last week I was talking about how the industry for gaming is, but I forgot to mention to you guys about how certain types of games should never go on to game consoles, or even any game consoles, and even computer. Some of them need to be on the rightful place because it makes more sense if they're in the rightful place. And what I mean is like Cube, Cubert and Pac-Man and some other ones need to stay on um, the arcade style. They need to be in the arcade, like the arcade one up. They need to stay on those things because it makes more sense. Because those games are made for those type of era. You know what I mean? They're not made for games like the PlayStation 4, or anything. They like the controls are not the same as what you would get on those. Fighting games are the same thing. They should be on arcade, or at least some sort of thing with a stick, not with a controller. And the reason why I say that is because it makes more sense to actually have a stick than it would be with the control D-pad, or with the, L, W, whatever on the keyboard. It does not make any sense for certain games to be um, on. You know what I mean? Like certain games need to stay where they are instead of being um, on the game consoles. Now, I mentioned this before about the older games, how I used to like them, like um, Wolfenstein 3D and some other things like that. Well, there's this one thing I wanted to say, and that one thing is that there used to be this thing where you can press onto the wall, you go to the wall, right? In Wolfenstein 3D, you press a button, the X button, or something, and then you open up like a secret area where you can get like these other things that you can get, like a weapon, or maybe like food or anything like that. It's just a secret door and all that stuff. If you look at the games today compared to them, or compared to those type of games in the 90s, they're a lot different. They don't they don't challenge people to look for these type of secrets. Yeah, there's some that are hidden like behind bushes or crates or something like that, or even anything, but it doesn't make anything that particular. Now, you look at a game that I used to play, and it was on the PlayStation for quite a while, from PlayStation 1 all the way up to PlayStation 3, which is called Gondola. I think maybe I got the name wrong, but it's Gondola. And it has a bunch of, different things, but you hit a certain part, you get a wall that opens up, and you'll be able to go in, check it out. You might get like better, whatever it is that's inside. I can't remember because it's been a while since I played that game, but it was one of the games that I did enjoy for the Xbox 360, PlayStation, and some other ones. Even the arcade version But the arcade versions is a little bit different compared to the consoles. The consoles are more like almost like 2D, 3D, you know? And that's what I go for. I go for something like that. Now, if you ever play that game, it's such a fun game. And you get a key and you go like this, you open up a door, it opens up a secret, maybe a secret area or something else, you know? The only thing that I have a problem with is that there's no side missions on that game. And I wish there was side missions on that game. It would have made that game a lot longer and a lot better too. In that. But yeah, if you look at everything that you see today, it's not the same as you see it. You know, back then was more interesting because there was more secrets, more updated stuff. You know, you'd be able to get your weapons and that. There's like a different weapon that you can get, but you have to find a secret area to get it. You can find it in a different location and all that stuff, but you cannot. Like for the games that I find today are not as fun as they used to be. Back what like if you want a really good armor and all that stuff, you know, like I could tell you the colors that you get. There's gray, blue, no, gray, green, blue, purple, and yellow. Those are the main colors for your equipment, like your shields, your helmet, your rings, your armor, everything that you can get, right? For those things. But why don't they make like different side missions or something where you can get like a like a purplish reddish color or a goldish reddish color, you know, for legendary, like for different types of legendaries and that, instead of having like the tree, you know, those trees that you get to get boost up, you get percentage and all that stuff. It just makes the game even more harder, I find, when you have to do those tree things. And I don't, I never did like that. I like the ones where you get your armor, your weapons, your different colors of armor and weapons, and all that stuff. So instead of, you know, you got your gray, green, blue, purple, and yellow, which is the gold color. You know, those are the colors that are originally in every game so far. And I haven't found a game that I like that doesn't have like at least three more colors to make it more extreme. But they're very rare stuff. Like um, you might find a game, or not a game, you might find a weapon that might be a legendary weapon from whatever, and then you put it on and it increases your strength, your speed, and your and something else, um, so that it would do that. You know what I mean? It's it takes away the tree, it takes away the tree, and it makes it a lot more better, because what do people want to do these days? They want to speed run. That's what they want to do, speed run. And I think there's no challenge when you want to speed run into these games. Some people complain because, oh, it's take too long. If it was 12 hours and all this and all that, you know. And then when you go and play, say, like WoW or something, WoW has a lot of different things, and it's not 12 hours or anything like that of that game. It's a lot longer than 12 hours. So I don't see why you have to make only one game like that, you know. Like Lost, what is it called? Lost Art? Lost, Lost something. and you got a thing there. A lot of people were complaining because it took too long to get up to like I don't know 35 or something, 36, and it took them what 2.5 days, 3 days to get up there. Well, that's how the game should be. It should be prolonged on that on the hours that you do. Don't like if you want to speed run, then there should be a thing on there saying speed run. It skips out all of those, makes you quickly get up there, and then there you go. And then you don't get achievement for, you know what, that would be perfect, not getting achievement for those things, but make it easy for them, but they would not get any achievements if they go for a speed run. If they usually have like just a normal thing, like an easy or normal, hard, and all that, they should make it so that it's easier for people that like to play games, that like to challenge, that like to take their times and all that stuff to do what they need to, you know, to do what they need to do. So if you look at everything like that, you need to increase yourself into doing something that you really like to do and to everything else. You can't just go by gamers' expectations and all that stuff, right? You shouldn't. Every game should be different on their own difference, not anything else. You make it harder for them with those three things that you get inside those games are worthless. And the reason why I say they're worthless is because they don't make any sense. It doesn't. It really don't make any sense with those trees. It makes more sense that if you get a body armor and all that stuff, and then put it onto you and increase your intelligence, increase your strength and agility and so forth. That's what I like to see in a game. It makes you increase your whole thing, and then it makes you even better. But if people like the tree way of it's just I don't know. To me, it just seems so boring. So boring. Oh yeah, okay. And I looked at what is it? Path of Exile, POE. I looked at that, and I looked at the tree thing that they had, and I had no clue what to do because it's so confusing. It's very confusing. And I'm thinking, why don't they do it with the armor and all that stuff? Why can't they increase? Why can't they make like three legendary? Like you got legendary, extreme legendary, and then you got supreme legendary. Why not those? Well, you got legendary as it is, but you get like three more, which is legendary, supreme, extreme, legendary, and something else, that's higher up there, where you could be able to increase everything that you want. I find that's what they need to do. They need to do something like that and make it a game so that they can do. But most of these younger people, these younger in their early 30s and that, don't even who cares if they've been on WoW for a long time and all that stuff? Like I'm not saying that WoW is a bad game for anybody. I'm just simply saying that WoW is preferred to a lot of people that play WoW. I never played WoW in my life. I don't even know what WoW is like. But I would never play it because that's how I am. I'm not a person who would play those type or play that game at all. There are people out there that would say, "Oh, WoW is the best game and all that stuff." That's fine. WoW is the best game for you, not for me. but for you, for that person that's talking that well is the best. Now I got a game that's coming out at the beginning of September, and that game is called Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I know that PC people have it, but people that are on consoles don't get it, you know? And they should have it out, but at the same time, I don't know what the problem is. I bet you that game is ready right now. They just don't want to put it out because of one thing. They want PC players to have the first and everything else. Where game consoles, when we start a game and we want to play it and all that stuff, are we going to be the ones suffering? Probably, most likely. I won't be able to play that game without restrictions. Well, PC players got no restrictions. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. I don't like PC at all. I don't mind PC, but I've been playing on PC since the 80s when IBM came out. Most of you probably don't know what IBM stands for. Or Apple. Apple computers. If you remember Apple computers, those were pretty good back in the day in the 80s. I got to play a lot of games like um, Worms. I believe that I played on the Apple. Worms is those things where you have these little worms and you go on, and then you shoot objects onto the other thing, and then they shoot back at you, and a big hole will reappear where they got you. And that was actually quite fun. And incredibly mechanics, incredibly biometric mechanics. I I and but I don't know if you guys are old enough to know what I'm talking about between with Apple and IBM. But people know, and this guy knows what IBM stands for. It is something. In, uh, I wish I could read that word, but I don't know how. Oh, that's okay. But yeah, you know exactly what IBM stands for. It is a computer thing back in the 80s and 90s when they had that. And then it went from IBM to Dell. Um, Dell computers were pretty good too back in the day. Uh, business machines, international business machines. Ah, yes. There was quite a bit of stuff out there um, that in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, teen 2000s until today, a lot of things are changing with technology compared to back then. You had back then you had Atari 2600, which I had later on, and then I had TurboGrafx 16. That was the one of the game consoles that didn't really make a hit. It only was out for a little bit, and then I couldn't find no. I only had maybe 5 games or something, or 7 games with it. I had a game called Bonkers, um, Raiden, something, and something else. That was pretty good. I had the Sega. Oh, you did Sega Mega Drive. That's with the CD player, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's with the CD. Yeah, CD with the normal thing on the bottom. I believe it was an attachment that you put on your Sega Genesis. Those days were the best days. You also had really good wrestling back then too. WWF had a really good outgoing with those type of games back then. They were trying to compete with PlayStation at that time. Um, but they were getting beat out by Nintendo and PlayStation at the same time. So it was kind of sad at that time that they went with Microsoft. And if they didn't go with Microsoft, I think they would have done better today, as well being more of a competition between the Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and then themselves, which they were out at basically the same time as Nintendo was. I think Nintendo came out first, and then not too long, Sega came out, and then after that, not too long, would be PlayStation, then and then so forth. We're the longest running, um, longest running console players out there. Um, TurboGrafx 16 tried, but I think they only lasted for about 5 years or so. I had a cartridge with a bunch of games on it: Street Rage 2, Sonic, Shinobi, and others. Oh, cool. Shinobi, I do remember. That's like that ninja thing. It was really cool game to play back then. I had um, I had Commodore 64. Um, that was actually pretty good for its time. The Commodore 64 that I had a floppy disk drive, and it had a keyboard, but it was a different type of keyboard that you see today, and a TV with a glass shield in front, which was really nice. It all three came in a package, and it was a really good gaming setup. I played Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, um, some sort of ninja one where you kick and punch. That was fun. The other one where you're throwing stars, I can't remember that one. Batman Forever. What else did I play? I played. I know the song. I know the song to it, but I don't know the game. If I could tell you the song, it's like it's an arcade. I remember it being an arcade. Then went to Commodore 64, and it had that catchy song. It goes dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If you know what I mean on that, it was one of those car racing ones, but you shoot at the same time. It was a really fun game at that time for that Commodore 64. But yeah, I had that for many years. And then I sold the Commodore 64 in early 2000, just because everything was just. I guess I just needed an upgrade, and I started playing on laptop and computers and that. And then by late 90s, I started getting on the PlayStation. And then once I started playing PlayStation, I was hooked. That's when PlayStation hooked me, was back in 98. I got to play, Medals of Honor, um, Medals of Honor, um, and some other games as well. It was really fun back then. Um, for every game that I have played. But let me continue on this. I'm going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy. If you guys like this stream, please leave a like and subscribe. If you are new here, if you are old and you already have subscribed, please put a thumbs up knowing that you like this content, or hopefully. Anyways, let's continue on. I think I'm going to try this one today. I just started this one a little while ago. So as you can see, June 5th was the last time I played it. So I'm going to be playing this one for today. I can't wait till the game Baldur's Gate comes out for the game consoles. But the only thing that I have troubles with right now is that games these days, especially if you like computers, Am I going down or up? Going down, right? Am I going down or? Yeah, I'm going down. There's just so much with everything that you see today, and no, wrong way. I need to go this way. Huh. Oh, pardon me. Ugh. I get confused sometimes in this game. Okay, where? This way? Oh, what's that? Oh, I can't do it. Can't do it, man. Alright. And we got a ghost. And we gotta go this way.
I rather enjoy transfiguration myself.
Gotta eat an apple. Gotta eat an apple, you know. It's good for you. If you eat an apple, it's really good. But anyways, with like what I was saying about the older version of games, most of you probably don't remember it, but some of you do remember, especially if you have maybe an older sibling, or maybe your mom and dad might have kept a game console like the very first ones. And that. Sorry, I don't recognize the tune. The video game tune that's most recognizable to me in Final Fantasy Victory tune. Do da 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 dee da. Okay. Yeah, it's not really a racing game. It's more like a game that's pretty good. That's all right there. That's all right. I don't know if you guys have seen the series, but have you guys seen the series for Twisted Metal? The series? I haven't watched it at all because I don't have cable or anything like that, but I see little clips of it. And the main character in it is Samoa Joe, who plays Candyman? No, what? Sweet Tooth. That's it, Sweet Tooth. I thought that was kind of cool of what they're doing of that game, or of that TV show, not the game. But it'd be nice if they're bringing back Twisted Metal. With Twisted Metal, that is actually really good to see.
Thank you kindly for letting us grace your ears.
Okay. Hang on.
Revelio.
There. This is the part I always like to do. I like to search. There's like a lot of digging gotta go on. Booyah! Alright, here we go. What is there? Right here. Ooh.
Revelio.
Where? It's right here? Okay. What other games did I used to play as a kid? Well, I did a lot of puzzles and all that stuff and that, but
Have you been in any other combat? I'd love to know what it's like to be in another house, just for a day.
Whee!
okay.
Here I've come from the toilet bowl where she said I could swim, did you fancy a mole? As long as for only one time per week, I can plunge the boy's lavatory, not for the leak.
Uh-huh.
He tried to stop me, did rancorous carp, sought to trap me, confine me inside of a jar. But he failed, as did his containment charms. So
Prince
I took
of
my
Persia,
revenge to
The
wreak
Sands
havoc
of
and
Time.
harm.
Yes,
It was
that was
granted
actually
my
really
privileges
good.
be handsome indeed,
That
or
was
I'd
actually
fire
really
up the
good.
cannon, so she agreed.
A game
To draw up
for
a
the
contract
time.
with her, not with
I
him.
used to play
I behaved
Prince of
like a
Persia. um, back in the day. But I find it really hard to do these days. This is the PlayStation 5. Yeah, this is the PlayStation 5. Sorry, I didn't see your message there. Yeah, this is the PlayStation 5 one that I have. Xbox or PS2 or Xbox or PS2. Um, both. I actually have. I still have today PlayStation 1 all the way up to PlayStation 5. I also have PSP and the Vista, and then I have Xbox and Xbox 360. But I don't have the 360 anymore because my sister's son, her son, or my nephew, has that console now. So I totally lost it, but that's okay.
Revelio.
Um, where am I going? I'm going
Let us keep
down?
our heads about
No,
this.
I'm going up.
Up to-
It does get a little bit tricky sometimes when you are playing different games because you don't know um, how to play them. When you go back
Handy
in
resource
time,
indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
you're welcome. Um, damn. Uh, oh shit, I don't have. Oh, do I? No, I don't. I only have that. There are um, different games these days that I cannot play anymore because it's just too confusing compared to what it used to be.
Revelio.
Um, like I gave you a persistence, like okay, I can't get the oh something over here. What is there? Oh, in games these days, I'm finding that it's different compared to it was, say, like in the 90s and early 2000s. There used to be a lot of games that were a lot of fun.
Revelio.
Oh, I feel a burp coming.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Oh, there we go. Oh man, I got stuff in my. But anyways, I love Challenge 2 for Xbox Original. I have a Wii, PS3 Original Demon Souls, and I like the Killzone games. Yes. Now there's a game that needs to come back big time. Killzone needs to come back. That game right there, and the other game that needs to come back for the PlayStation as well is the Resistance. Those two games should come back, but I have a feeling that those two games will be taken by PC. If I'm not mistaken, I think PC has or Microsoft bought the company of those games, and um, I wish that they didn't go, but if it's gonna help out to retrieve them, they might have a better luck on the Xbox and PC compared to the PlayStation. Almost like it reboots them into a better spot. So in a way, I do see the uh, the the change, but we'll see what happens. And Resistance 2 multiplayer was super fun. I never played multiplayer on Resistance 2. I think I only played Resistance 3, but not 2. Or maybe it was 2. I can't remember. It's been a while. Oh, I gotta go in here. Whoops.
Revelio.
I don't see anything. Here it is. There we go. Now, I don't know if anybody there was this game. Now, the game that I'm talking about that actually was a ripoff of two games. It was between Doom and Quake. Now, the game that I'm telling or going to say is the game that kind of ripped them both off because they put both Quake and Doom sort of smushed into one, and it was called Serious Sam, something Serious Sam, I think it's called. It was one of the games that was mixed into two. Um, that was back in the day. I find it was okay, but for some reason in my mind, it tells me it was more of a ripoff, and I didn't really care for it, you know. Um,
Revelio.
Second here. Look. Oh, there's that thing with Bob right there. I gotta pick up too. Ooh, gotta go over here. $35, not bad. What? What's the other one there? I don't know if you remember this game, but this game goes back pretty much in the 90s. It did try to run it in the 2000s, but it was mostly for the 90s for the computers and that. Leisure Suit Larry, I think it's called Leisure Suit Larry, which was like an adult game. Rage. Rage. Oh yeah, Rage was not bad. Rage was pretty good. Um, Laser Shoot Larry. And I know that I'm butchering it a bit, but that used to be. Yep. Ah, you do remember. It was a game that wasn't supposed to be for us kids. It was actually for an adult because it had uh, sex, sexual nudity. I guess just nudity. I think it had. Like you'd be able to see a lot of topless ladies and all that stuff. But there was a problem with one of their games. Apparently, in one of those games, um, there was a 17-year-old in it. So she was underage. So ever since then, they had. I love PS1, DEFCON 5. Oh, cool. Warrant Hall. Hey, Warrant Hall, how you doing? I hope you're doing pretty good. My dad tried to prevent me from buying it. Ah, yes. I never bought it. I always go to my cousin and play it. GTA San Andreas is another one. Yep, that came out for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Halo 1 through 3 were really good, but I didn't really care for anything else. San Andreas. GTA, I played GTA 1 and 2. Now, GTA 1 and 2 were a little bit different compared to what you play it today. Halo 2 is the bomb. I agree with that because I enjoyed the storyline. The storyline for Halo 2 was actually really good. I enjoyed it, but for some reason, after the third one, it went downhill. I didn't really care for it ever since. There was another game too called Bad Company 2. Now, Bad Company 2 had a very good storyline. It's probably be the best storyline you ever played. If you ever played it, you should play it. If you have I think it was on the PlayStation or Xbox. It's either Xbox 3. Yeah, it's on the Xbox 360. So PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Bad Company 2 was a really good one. If you ever want to play that, it has a really good storyline to the game, and it was just something really good. It was fun and all that. The bad part, though, is that Battlefield, for some reason, they went from Bad Company to Battlefield, and I think they screwed up by switching a perfect game of Bad Company to Battlefield, and they shouldn't do that. Bad Company 1 and 2 were great. I love Bad Company. I had first multiplayer experience. Ah, cool. Yeah. So it was like for the time it was almost like Borderlands, where Borderlands has so much comedy on Borderlands 2 compared to like the third and the first one. Borderlands 2 was really good. It had sense of humor, it had a lot of action to it and all that stuff. Same thing with Battlefield. It had some good stuff in it. It had some good funny scenes in it. And then all of a sudden it just for some reason, went downhill. And I didn't really like that very much because they had something there and they just didn't push through it, you know? They didn't really push through the game. They just kind of just left it. Alright, let's go in here and do this. Because I did this game already, I'm going to just go breeze through it a little bit.
Professor,
Ever played
I'm glad to see
any
you.
Brothers in Arms
Thank
series?
Merlin you're in one piece. I heard about the attack. Trolls
No.
in Hogsmeade?
Sir,
Okay.
the trolls were wearing armor.
I don't think I
It
ever
had that
played
dark
it,
glow like the
but
dragon
I might
colour.
have played it a
Goblin
while back.
silver.
I went from
Ranrock used it to
PS1 to
control the
PC
dragon.
games since
But
never
how?
had a console since back
And why
then.
send trolls to
They were there because of me. I
Back
overheard
then,
Ranrock talking with Victor
into my
Rookwood.
6th
Ranrock
build
was in
now.
Hogsmeade with
Oh,
Rookwood.
okay.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me. And he would have had Sorona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
Give me a second
This
here.
is grave news indeed.
Just want to get.
If Ranrock's goblins and dark wizards are after you, they want what we found in that vault.
Yeah, Renrock and Renrock wants to lock it. Sure.
Speaking
go.
of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts?
I do not. Gringotts
Okay.
goblins aren't typically the friendliest
Sorry
of
about
beings,
this,
but they have a
everyone.
great deal of integrity.
I thought I could
No,
skip it.
I
but
dare
guess
say,
can't
after what
skip
happened
this
to
part.
that poor banker, the goblins at Gringotts are no followers of Ranrock.
Okay. There is quite a bit of games out there today and all that stuff. But, you know, I was thinking that really, I thought this would be a good business experience for you guys. If you ever wanted to do your own business, I think this would be actually a right on business if you ever want to try it. Finish Hogwarts on Sunday. Its final boss fight is fun. Yeah, I agree. I'm actually playing my second character. I already beat the game, but I need to level up to level 40 with my other character. Shame there's not much after that. I agree. They should put some side missions in this game. I was saying that before in my other. I'm cur. Oh, okay. Oh, my thought just went bouncing all over the place. Games, yeah, games. there are several things with different things out there for us to play, but I wish that they could bring back some games from when it was really good, and for some reason they died out. Like the Darkness. If you remember that game was actually really good. It was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The Darkness, it was a game, and then for some reason it went from a game to a comic character for Marvel. Um, it deals with a guy, and he gets something, and he gets these creatures on the back, and it starts chomping. And if you go through the heart, it chomps and does something to your health. It goes up or something like that. That was one of the games. One of the games that I enjoy. There's other games that I do like as well that are actually really good. Kind of scary, but not too bad. They're already remaking Dead Space. I already streamed Dead Space 1. Dead Space 2 is going to be another one. Baldur's Gate is fun, just getting into it now. Oh, cool. I have to wait for Baldur's Gate until next month. But don't say anything. I don't wanna spoil the surprise, you know. So I'm gonna be streaming that when it comes out, hopefully. Um, oh, the games that I'm gonna be talking about is what's that one? No worries. Okay. The games I'm talking about is The Suffering. I don't know if you remember the game called The Suffering. It was the Suffering 1 and Suffering 2. It was on the Xbox games. The first one. I never seen it on PlayStation 2 or anything like that. Just only on the Xbox. And it was about a guy who did something, but he turned into some sort of monster or whatever, and he sees like images of how people were tortured for experiments and that. I thought that was kind of cool of a game. That one and Dead Space were good. Alien franchise, not so much. I didn't like the gameplay. Like even the new Aliens didn't look good for me. It might be good for some people because if they like those type of gameplays, they actually would actually be able to play it. Which I have a hard time playing those type of games, especially when you have to really think fast. If you can't think fast, they're not good for you. I'm pretty slow at what I do. There, Starfield is going to be a monster of a game. Yeah, Starfield. I don't think it's going to be on the PlayStation though. I wish it would be, but I think it's only going to be for Xbox and PC. Now, I think Starfield is a remake, isn't it? They're remaking Starfield, or is that something different? Okay, when we go back to this...
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it.
Yes. I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared.
What is that?
Clever enchantment.
Makers
it's a map
of
Hogwarts,
Skyrim.
to be sure.
Okay.
But I do not know
I
where
played
it leads.
Skyrim a little bit.
It
Skyrim
leads
is
to the
not
library.
too bad. A
Or
whole new
restricted
game,
section,
I
to be
think.
precise.
And
a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
Okay.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to discover what we may find there as well. But if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything...
Oh, pardon me, I got a
it's that
burps
the
right
path
now.
we're on is terribly dangerous. I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit before we continue.
But, sir, how
Okay.
dangerous could the
Could
library
make
be?
a
Perhaps we're only after a book.
budget PC
Perhaps
for
we are only after a
it.
book, but we should be prepared
Right.
for anything.
Ah,
Once you've honed your
you could.
defensive magic further, come and see me. I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
Aye. There we go. Got that. Quest complete. Good. What else is there? There's a lot more. There's a lot of games out there that I like to see come back, but at the same time, I don't want to lose its value. You know,
We should come back to this another time.
yeah. There's certain games out there that are value are very much a lot, but I'm kind of worried about the newer games that are coming out that are remakes of the older games, like Dead Space. Dead Space is such a great game, for what it used to be. But the remake is a lot different. And when I played the original Dead Space, Evil early games were amazing. There are some evil games that I don't mind in that, but I don't really play. There's some games that I don't play as much because of the way that it makes you do certain things, like games like what is it called? I think it's called Soul Blade, and then they went from Soul Blade to Soul Calibur. It's a fighting game that I used to play a long time ago. It was called Soul Blade, I think. It was a game. It was a fighting game back in the day for the PlayStation 1. I'm surprised they still are making those type of games for this generation. Soul Blade went into Soul Calibur, Soulborn. I don't think I ever heard of that one. And then you got, hang on, I got a whole bunch of games right in front of me that are back from the days I was in different areas. Metroid was a good game for its time, but not really much anymore. What games do I have here? Oh, do you remember the game called Wet? W-E-T? Wet? That game was actually really good. I wish that they brought this game and continue it on the second one, but they didn't bring it back for some reason. And another game called The Shadows of the Damned. That one was good too. I got a whole bunch of games here from Xbox 360. And I had Dante's Inferno. That was really good. Nah, man. My go-to was Silent Hill. Silent Hill was not bad. I never played it, but I watched people play it. And I find the storyline is so good, especially in its early days. You had Silent Hill, Tomb Raider, and Resident Evil were the three games that were really good back then for the PlayStation 1. And those days were really, really good. I never played anything like that. I played more like games that are easy for me to play. Like Bandit, what's that? What's that guy that twirls around and he has to pick up these apples and that? I think it's Bandico or Bandit, something. That was a while ago. So Calibur 2 was another one that was good. Bandicoot. That's it, Bandicoot. That was actually a really good game for its time. I used to play that quite a bit back in the day. Um, Dragon Age. That's the game that I used to play a lot as well. Dragon Age Origins. He dies in the end. I Dragon Age Origins was the game that I used to play uh, back back in 360. That was really good. Yeah, big indeed. I already played one side of the version of this game already, so it's pretty cool. This is my second character that I have here. I'm trying to get the achievement for this guy, but I have to wait, I guess. Once I get this achievement, I'll be able to get the other achievements, which are the other one. Deke lives. What game is this? Is this Rage? Oh yeah, it must be Rage. Oh, how about the Lollipop Chainsaw? If you remember that game was kind of brutal and really kind of funny actually. Lollipop Chainsaw is when you go in and you start using your chainsaw, but you have your boyfriend right beside you, and you got these lollipops that you're supposed to suck on for health or an upgrade or something like that. That was actually wonderful. Max Payne 3. Oh, that was good too. There's a lot of games that I used to play, like Never Die, Rise of the Argonauts. That one's a good one too. Rise of the Argonauts was one of the games that I used to play a lot of as well, but I got stuck on certain areas because it took a long time for me to figure out how to play it. And you get a whole bunch of different weapons. Street Fighter for PlayStation 1 was classic. Yes. What's the other one? There was another one where you had not Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat for the game, for PlayStation 2, I think. It was almost like Spyro the Dragon 2. Yep, Spyro was really good. Very hard though, but it'd probably be more harder today than it was back then. Probably because I'm just old and not as quick anymore. It sucks. When you get old, that's like over 23 years now. So, and I'm in my mid 40s. So being in my mid 40s and remembering all these games make me so old that I don't even know if I'll be able to do anything like it. This way. Ooh,
Revelio.
None. And gotta go up. Nope. Gotta go down. I'm glad about out with these little white dots are good. I'm 31 now. Holy cow. I remember being 31. Those were the hard days for me actually when I was 31. But
Revelio.
Now it's actually not too bad. I remember playing hours and hours on Spyro. Yes. I have a hard time with some games back in the day. A lot of games didn't have like save or anything like that. Like if you play like Q-Bird or Pac-Man and that, or if you play on the Commodore 64, they never had pause or well, they probably had pause on certain consoles, but not all. But yeah, a lot of games that I do remember were the greatest, but now it's just different compared to what it was then.
Revelio.
The Burning Witch. I don't think I ever seen that before, but hello, ladies. How you doing? What you eating there? Popcorn? Can you share? Okay, not sharing. That's fine. That's fine. um. Oh. There. Games that I used to play hours and hours. This this game right here I've been playing for hours and hours. I think maybe like 12 hours into a RuneScape. Ah, I never played RuneScape. That's the only thing I never played.
Help me.
RuneScape was one of the places that I didn't mind. Got sick of that early 2010. Ah, 2010s. Yeah, there's quite a bit actually. There's a lot of games I never played, like WoW, RuneScape. Never played. There's um, there's another one called Rise something. I think it's called Risen. I think it's called. I looked at it a few times, but didn't really play it. Um, that game would be kind of cool. Another game that I used to play was called Kingdom Under Fire. Now, Kingdom Under Fire was on the Xbox, and it was like Kingdom Under Fire 1 and 2 that I played, and I think the third one was on the Xbox 360, and ever since then, I've never seen it. Um, Kingdom Under Fire. It was a game that I enjoyed because it was like a game that I didn't expect to actually play because it had so much. Uh, no, that was good. Yep. Um,
Revelio.
there's quite a bit of games back then I used to play. You know, ever since game consoles came out, I've been more and more going on them, but at the same time, I was playing on PC a lot, and I think throughout the years, I've been going back and forth between game consoles and PC. And I know that PC is really good for a lot of things, but I'm finding that game consoles I'm morely attracted to than anything else for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the handheld controllers or the way that everything is. It's not like I don't know, I just find it more easier. Maybe it's my old age or something, but I just find game consoles are a little bit more easier to deal with than PC. A lot of people like PC, but I don't know. I don't mind PC, and I do have a PC right beside me, but I haven't played it. It's been collecting dust for 3 years now, so um, I should get it cleaned, but I don't know. Uh, I just use a controller with my PC. I Yeah, you could get controllers for your PC and that. I used to had one of those. What is it called? A stick controller, and that was on the Commodore 64. Have you guys ever played like a stick controller? Most of you probably don't know what a stick controller is, but a stick controller for the Commodore 64 was a thing where you stick it to table, you have these suction cups on the bottom here, and you got a button on top and maybe a button on the side. And then you use that stick and you can go up and down. You can also shoot stuff off of it. It was a all-purpose stick. I know I do, man. Ah, cool. It is something that I used to play a long time ago with the floppies, and a lot of people, if you ever played on the floppy, it's pretty good. Like hottest, like hot as, like hottest. Yeah, something like that. Um, sticks are something that we used to call it when we were kids or teenagers. And if I wasn't, if I was, okay, this is actually a good idea. What I thought about from back from the 80s all the way up till today. That's a good almost 40 years. Holy shit, am I old? Um, well, not 40s, but it'd be like closely to like 38, I guess, 39 years, or 37. Um, I used to play games like Frogger, um, Burger Time. Those are the games that I used to play a lot of um, when I was younger. And then when I go to the arcades, I used to play Simpsons, Mortal Kombat, um, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Super Mario. That was actually one of the games that I used to play where you have to, your character is Super Mario and you go on these things and you hit these turtle things and you're supposed to hit everything. It was actually quite fun back then, but now it's totally different. There's not really much arcades out there than there used to be. Um, there's like arcades, but there's not like arcades that you see back then compared to today. Like you don't get like I love to find Dreamcast for cheap. Dreamcast would be a really good game, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to find the games for the Dreamcast because Dreamcast was actually a really good console for its day. It was something that was like the GameCube. I think the GameCube and the Dreamcast had a good idea, but it didn't really do very well at the end. Nintendo actually won that war against each other. Um, it is though too bad though that it happened. Uh, I just wish that Sega didn't got bought by Microsoft. Sega could have done really good, but when Microsoft saw that they're struggling, Microsoft figured to pick them up so that they can gain more access, and then they will join with PC. Now, conclusive. Now, games that are conclusive to like PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, and Xbox. Now you look at it, you're only seeing two or three. You've seen exclusive for Nintendo, exclusive for PlayStation, and exclusive for PC, but not really any exclusive for Xbox. And I think right now I'm seeing a transition of PlayStation might, and I hope they don't, but I have a feeling they might do that, is that they might transition to. I love playing all the old Sega machines in the arcades. Is there? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, like Beast Man or Beast Warrior. What's that one? Beast something. That one was a good game. I enjoyed Beast something, like Rally Racer and games, etc. Yep. And you got Sonic the Hedgehog, and and then you got some fighting games too that were really good. Sega was actually really good. I just wish that they didn't get sold. In that, I really did wish that they didn't get sold. It really does suck though in that way. But well, there's quite a bit of other stuff. It's just I just wish that I could see um, more games that are exclusive to each one of the game consoles. And I mentioned this earlier before is that I wish that someone out there would make a new game console, but make it new that plays newer games and not older games that you see today. Like there's a whole bunch of game consoles out there that are specifically made for older type games, but nothing new. And it tells me that there's just nothing out there, no imaginary things where people did. PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, they both had a really good reputation of good games. But now both of them are struggling a little bit for better stuff for themselves. Like they're not coming out with anything new. Everything is remake. Like on the PlayStation, there's a lot of remakes and not enough newer stuff in that. And I think it might get worse as years go by. Fred, buy a Sega Rally Championship whole setup with the chair and that. Oh, okay. If I see one, I I remember those. Yeah, you could sit down. You got a game set up. There's this thing where you can actually sit down and it can move on you, like you're in the racetrack. I saw that a couple of times. Where you have even you got a stick for your flight, and you got a racing car thing and some other thing. It's getting really, really advanced. A lot of games, not games, but just the way the technology is getting more advanced than I ever seen. Like you could get those chairs, like you said, you could get those chairs that move around and everything like that. Those are pretty expensive. I think the cheapest one is about $10,000, or maybe it was between $5,000 to $10,000 for those type of chairs. But you get the screens and all that. It's a little bit more than that. But for me, or I can't even afford that. I'm I'm um, I'm a poor person. That's what I am. Very poor. Oh well, that's okay though. Someday I will get you know someday I might get one, but right now I just can't get one. Anyways, let's continue with this person. In about 20 years, everyone will be living in VR. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Like on the PlayStation VR, um, which right now, this is how it goes. This is how it goes. Um, Nintendo is good for handheld game consoles, handheld like Game Boy and all that stuff. Uh, PlayStation is good for VR games, and PC is good for just PC stuff. Not really anything else. Just I haven't seen anything that it's good at, but definitely the two are going to do very well because Nintendo is always going to be up there, right? Nintendo will be always up there because of their handhelds. And I think their game console is not going to be a thing that you see anymore. I think it's going to be a handheld and that's all it's going to be. And I think that's a pretty good idea because you can actually travel with the handheld than you would with the like the PlayStation or the Xbox or PC. Um, but here's the thing that I like to see though, and I really like to see is that on here, on right now as I'm streaming this, I like to see like say if I had a friend on the like on the PS5 and he comes in and starts talking to me, I'd be able to see him, he'd be able to see me. And then you know what I mean? Where you have like maybe three friends and you'll be able to talk to each three of them and then you'll be able to socialize. Though that's what I'm waiting for if it does come out or if they do that in the future. It's something like that, eh? It'd be kind of cool. Be very cool.
Revelio.
I believe we have some matters to discuss.
Okay, I gotta talk to her, and then that'll be it.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. As such, you are to learn Incendio,
Should be
the
dateable.
fire-making spell. Handy for lighting torches,
Should be easy to.
burning away spider
Should be
webs,
easy to chase
and,
down.
when
She won't be
necessary,
running.
defending against those who would wish to do us harm.
Sounds versatile.
Quite. But before we get started,
She got a big
I'd
nose,
like you
though.
to complete a few tasks. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio.
Okay.
You know where to find me once you've finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Revelio.
Okay. What else is there? Broken hips. Broken hips. Ooh, that's not good. Broken hips.
Seems crossed wands isn't as secret as it's believed to be.
Nope. Now, here, one thing I have to say: people that are doing now, this today, right now, what I'm seeing is that a lot of things are going to be changing in the workforce. People want higher pay, right? People want other stuff. But here's the thing, though, about a lot of things that are happening. Once things are going to happen, a lot of people are going to be streaming these type of games in the future. And the reason why I say this is because more and more people will not be able to find a job because the job worker are shrinking a bit. Meaning that if you remember maybe 20 years ago, when you're about 10, you might have noticed like a lot of people, like if I don't know where you guys are from, but if you are from like say like United States or from Canada, you might remember Kmart. Now, Kmart in the United States, they had a lot of people there. But today, Kmart is slowly shutting down. But when it was slowly shutting down, you notice that the amount of employees that were there compared to what it used to be probably like 15 people at least, or 30. Well, in total, it could be about 16 or 18. So that means that split into two. Now things are going to be different, where more people won't be able to find a job, but they can find a job doing what I'm doing as a streamer to make ends meet for themselves and being more active with their group. Okay, I gotta go downstairs. No, it's upstairs. Sorry. Self checkout is killing off retail job. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They are. And what's going to happen is that these people that are looking for work, pretty soon nobody's going to be looking for work because there's going to be more people coming to what I'm doing as a streamer. Shelf stackers only, now kinda. Yep, that is true. Um, right now, all jobs are looking for are students, basically from high school to college. And then what you're going to see is the decrease of adults that are working in these stores. There's going to probably be like five, maybe, in total. But those are like supervisors, one, one particular. It's just, it's going to be hard for a lot of people. But once they figure out, once they figure out about the whole thing about about like streaming and all that stuff, it's gonna be like a walk in the park. People that are sick, like I am, I have IBD, which is between Crohn's and colitis. I have colitis. Um, are going to be the ones that will be streaming a lot more to entertain you. But I'm not too sure if it's going to actually happen or not, but you never know. Uh, Sorry about this, everyone. I got like hiccups and that. When I finished school, I went straight to welding. Been doing it for like 15 years now. I've been, uh, no, like for 15 years now. I just keep seeing the money going up and up. Yeah, that is true. Like no one wants to get their hands dirty. True. There are a lot of jobs still out there, and one of them is labor. If you are doing construction work and all that stuff, that is one of the biggest jobs right now. If you are labor, but up here in Canada, they are increasingly. A lot of people are going on strike for more money so that they can live a good life in their own home. But the bad part is that if they do that, the amount of amount of people that are amount of people will be laid off because the bosses can't afford them because they can't afford everybody, so they will have to lay off a amount of people. Well, that's cool.
Revelio.
Alright, we got one right here. I stopped striked earlier in the year. Oh, I had striked earlier in the year. What we want in the end. I warrant. Where are you from? Canada or United States?
Levioso.
Because if you're from Canada, there's been a lot of strikes here. I don't know if it's hitting down in the States or not, but definitely a lot down here.
Revelio.
Oh, look at that. But we got another one. UK. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. UK was going through it last year. No, early this year. You had the labor strike with the nurses, the transit, and something else. All three was disrupting your UK a lot. Um, I remember that. That was actually not that long ago. Um, How things over there? Is it still the same, or is it getting? Is it still the same with all those that what was going on? This is a big clock. This is actually quite easy once you figure out how to do it. Oh! Right on. Got it. Everyone was doing it. Doctors are still doing it. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's just a lot of things happening right now with a lot of people around the world. It's not just in one local area. It's happening all over. For here, it seems like this summer is actually the one that's happening happening the most. Down in the United States, I am unsure about just right now, but definitely up here, there's been a lot of strikes in that, especially in our ports, our grocery stores. Nurses had it, doctors were having it because of the COVID cases, and as well people threatening of the doctors and nurses, and that's why they are kind of upset about too. There's quite a bit that's happening here, but it's not affecting like just one thing here. It's affecting a lot of stuff. They're also thinking of well, grocery stores are going to be going on strike, so that's going to be one of them. City workers are thinking of going on strike too, which makes it really difficult for a lot. Okay, that popped up. That's fine.
Revelio.
Look at that, man. Ooh, got a cap. Okay, gotta go back this way. I'm sorry that I'm taking my time here with this game. It is quite different.
Revelio.
Oh, but thank you for actually chatting with me, y'all. It's always good to actually chat with you and that talk about games and other stuff. I always like to chat with people. I don't mind. If you like to chat with me still in the future or anything, subscribe and leave a like if you like this stream. If you are new here, if you are already subscribed, please put a thumbs up so that I know you like it, and don't forget to hit the notification bell button so that you know that whenever I'm on. It's always fresh, and this is what I always do. I always play games, and I do talk a lot to myself. So don't worry. I do talk a lot to a lot of people, and especially to myself. Most of the case. Thank you for the new subscriber, Warren Hall. Thank you for the subscribing. I enjoyed, and I finally got alerted this time. Huh. That's good. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's keep going and do this. Here we go. Gonna do some spell fighting.
Can I help you?
Alright, boy. Let's do it.
Sebastian told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's
You
all
got
I need
curly
to know.
hair.
I coordinate duels for crossed ones. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitation only, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
Ah. Nice to hear. I did take him down.
I seem to have a knack for dueling.
Then you've come to the right place.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end wins. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Ah, join the club, I tell ya. I am not sure I'm interested. No, I
Of
don't.
course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you can duel with a partner if you like. Your first
Oh
time I'll
my
pair you with
goodness,
Sebastian.
this thing does not
Next
want to
time,
settle
you'll
on
need
my
to bring
gut.
a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
Oh, alright.
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
Alright. Okay, bye. Let's see what we got
We'll
there.
make you regret signing up.
Alright. Let's see. Let's get it. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay.
Repair.
Oh.
Leviosa.
You're better than that! Levio, come on!
Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, where did you go? Oh, bastard.
Protego.
Gotcha. You go.
Perhaps one day I'll sign up for a round.
Shame across isn't across the other player.
Nice work.
Who
Sebastian
plays
wasn't wrong about
Hogwarts?
you. There's strong competition ahead,
It would
but
be me.
keep this up and you
Oh,
can be the
shit.
next school champion.
Hang on
Brilliant.
for a second.
Count
I think
me
I
in.
missed.
I shall. In fact, the second duel is ready when you are.
Union
And
is
as a
still
fully
sinking.
initiated
My
member,
neighborhood
you now have access to
Canadian.
the official
Okay.
Crossed Wands training
He's
dummy.
taking.
Very good way to master spell
he's
combinations.
talking about
Come and see
going
me,
back
and I'll
home
set it up.
soon.
Again,
Shame
congratulations
across
on your
what-
first Crossed Wands victory.
Wands
Well fought.
isn't across the other player who played
Hope to see you
Hogwarts.
back here again.
Yep. Sorry about that. I got into this, and my stomach is not doing so well right now. Kind of sucks when you have colitis, like God I have. But I have a CT scan this Thursday. That's gonna determine if I need surgery or if I have cancer. And I hope I don't have nothing. Hopefully my good looks, gotta have good looks for none of those. If I do, well, hopefully the nurses are good looking, because that's the only way that's gonna put me into stuff. List. Okay, yeah. Uh-oh, there's a lot. Crohn's sucks too. My mother has it. Yeah, Crohn's disease is not a good thing to have, because it goes from top of your mouth all the way down to your butthole, basically. And what I have, it goes from the butthole up. What a... Ooh. I just don't like to... It's really hard to find a job that you can go and work at, When you have something like that, you always have to be careful what you do. You don't want to get too much stress on yourself. You don't want to eat the wrong food or anything like that. And I don't know. It's really hard for a person to find a job that can relate except for what I'm doing right now, because I am close to the bathroom when I'm streaming. So if I'm like streaming full time, then that'd be kind of cool. Okay. Helps my mom. Cranberries helps my mom. Oh, her man. Helps her man. Ah, is really good anti-inflammatory. Yeah. The only thing that I have problems with is that I can't eat anything with seeds. But I usually have cranberry juice. Now, cranberry juice is something that I would drink, and it is really good. It helps out with the bloating inside. That's what I have most of the time. Orange juice is not too bad, but you know what really sucks is the prep before the colonoscopy. You know, I don't mind I thought the colonoscopy would be the biggest thing that I'd be worried about, but it's not. It's the prep before the colonoscopy that I hate so much. Just avoid onions too. Yes. Onions, raw onions and that. I do eat somewhat onions, and I shouldn't be eating onions, even cooked onions. Mu- um, um, what is it? Mushrooms, I gotta avoid. Mushrooms, peppers, beans. Um, if you don't have beans a lot, you'd be fine, but if you have it too much, it will get too too heavy for your gut. Hot dogs, um, can't have hot dogs, which sucks. Um, Basically processed meats. My diet is here's what my diet is: low on fiber, high on protein, low on um, dairy, high on iron. So anything like that, that's what I'm supposed to. And even bread, I'm supposed to be low on too, eh? Like bread is fiber, so I can't really. I only can have white bread. I can't have anything else. But once in a while, I gotta eat a bagel. I can't help it. I love bagels, you know. Blueberry bagel or strawberry cream cheese. Oh, just wonderful. If you ever want to try that, I recommend it. Recommend it big time. Um, but yeah, anything with seeds in it as well, like blueberries, strawberries, I can't have. Cantaloupe I can have. Honeydew I can have. Pineapple can't really have. She's the same, man. Yeah, it's very hard to avoid these foods because your body craves for it a lot of times, and when you don't get it, it's like your body makes you fight for it or makes you think that you're eating the same different foods, but you're not making like anything that is good. So I'm always constantly fighting all the time with myself because of my condition. I think she had like 3 feet of intestine removed around 214. 3 feet. Ouch. Yeah. For me, it's going to be my whole. I have a feeling it's going to be my whole. My my big colon, anyways, is going to be taken out. The 6 feet of it, anyways. I don't like to. I don't like to have it. I don't like to have surgery, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure what's going to happen in the future, but we'll see. I'm not worried about my whole situation and that, but definitely it's going to be different. All right, let's go and fight with this guy again. Hello, listen, I may use training Dubby. Hello, this is the next round. Cross wands. All set.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up.
At least it's
Ready
free
for
in
another
Canada.
round?
Yep, it is free. But the waiting time is not free. At least you ain't American. American, the health system here in Canada is for free, but the waiting is quite a long time. depending on how long you have to wait. Um, it might be even months too to get appointment for it. Down in the States, um, you can get a free appointment, but it would cost you a lot of money, you know? So.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant.
It kind of sucks.
Are you
But
Julie
what
with a
else
partner?
can you do? Sebastian. It was just
Yes,
her.
Natty.
Then let's get to it.
Ready to get thrashed?
Apologies in advance.
All right, I go for it. Okay, this is what. Okay.
Levioso! Stupefy! Levioso! Reparo!
Oh.
Act like a winner. Levioso!
Potato!
Potato.
Come on! Levioso!
Oh yeah, bang, 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 bang.
You're better than that! Accio! Levioso!
Got it. All right.
Perhaps one day I'll sign for a round.
Yeah, being free here is not too bad, but in the UK you can have it free as well. But it's for people that are low income, I heard. Not really for the people that can afford it.
You'd better keep practicing if
this
you want a
is
chance
on
at
easy
winning.
mode. Yep, this
Or
is
at
on
least
easy
surviving
mode.
the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
The only hard thing I remember, despite being hard, yeah, this is on easy. I always like to keep it easy so that it's easier for me, just to play. And luckily, these days, compared to what it was a long time ago, you didn't have a choice. You had easy, normal, and hard, or normal and hard. Was usually the ones that you get. Like, I think 15 years ago, I think it was like that. But now today you get a choice on easy, very easy, normal, hard, and something else in games these days. They give you a choice on what level of experience that you want. And for my character, what I've been playing on easy is always good. UK, it's free healthcare, free dental if you don't work. That's about same here. Um, it's free dental here as well, free of that. Same thing for an eye exam. If you go for an eye exam, it's basically for free, except for what is called a deep eye examination, where they have to look in the back of your eyeball. You have to pay $50 for, which I don't mind. $50 is not bad. If it was like 200 or 300, then it'd be a little bit too much for me. Got to drink a lot of water though. That's the problem I have right now, is drinking a lot of water. You definitely need to drink a lot of water to keep yourself hydrated, especially if you're in a flare-up. Because if you're in a flare-up and you're going to the bathroom, it dehydrates you pretty quick, because everything is flushing out too quickly out of your system. My last eye exam was a few months back, getting mental out. Oh, metal out. Oh, ouch, that must hurt. That must really hurt. I heard about that. They're called metal dust or something like that, where the dust in the air is like little fragments of metal that you can get, and it doesn't float in the air; it stays on the ground. But if you're sweeping or doing something, blowing stuff, you can get it onto your eye. Even glass, you got to watch out for glass. Glass dust is really hard on your eyes too. You got to watch out for those. I used to work at a what was called woodworking, woodwork uh, loans and windows. I can't remember the name of it, but I learned a lot about windows and doing frames and doing a lot of stuff. I was actually a cleaner for the place, doing odd stuff too, even cutting and that was really cool. Eye examination though. I just got an eye examination and I was at the eye doctor 3 times and because they needed to check carpentry. Yep. It was like carpentry, yeah. But I was doing like doors and window frames, at the time. When I was in my early 20s. I did wood frames for doors and window frames for windows. And I had to cut them and all that stuff. But man, oh man, talk about toughness, you know? Very, very tough. Easy but tough. Because you have to deal with a lot of stuff. But at the end, I started not feeling so well. Started not doing so well either. And like I am feeling right now, it's like I'm having a roller coaster in my stomach, which is not really good. And it's making me feel kind of tired every time. So I've been fighting away to keep myself awake. So it's not doing so well, but talking to you guys are always helping me out to keep my mind off things like my stomach and that. But sometimes it's hard to when it just comes up out of nowhere. I just weld all day, sucks, but makes the dough. Makes the money, yep. You're a welder, which is really cool. Like I came home after a 12-hour shift feeling dead. It must be hot for you guys over there too, 'cause the weather is hitting you guys really hard out your way, as it is here as well. Are you indoor or outdoor welder? If you're an outdoor welder, then you're kind of outside with the elements, which kind of sucks. If you're inside, you're almost inside like a big box, which is really hot too. So each way you're basically baking. In that, and it all depending on where you work too. I used to work a few places that I used to work. I used to work as a janitor, a pump gasser. I was not really a carpenter, but I guess you could say a carpenter. Indoor, outdoor, depends on what job it is. Okay. I used to be a brush cutter. Um, I was a yards person, a person that cleaned up the yard and make sure that everything is good for the vehicles when they come and go. And that was a hot job. Brush cutting was easy. Tree planting I did as well. I wasn't fast enough for that one. But yeah, there's quite a bit I used to work. But if I have to choose every job that I worked as, I rather worked as a brush cutter than anything else. Who's invite you to play Grand Theft Auto 5? I don't have Grand Theft Auto 5. Last year it was 45 degrees in the meadow. 55 degrees. Touch letter in hell. Yep. No wind or nothing. Oh, if it's a standstill, that sucks too. That really does suck. I'm gonna drink some more water. I have to get more water for tomorrow, so tomorrow I'm gonna go out, get some water, and then I'll be able to be ready for Thursday, and then that'll be great. Great. Yeah, working as a welder is one thing, but even being an electrician, you have a hard time. Because you can be working indoors, outdoors, crawl spaces, everything that you can think of for a welder is pretty much, or not welder, but as an electrician, it is different. Same thing with welders. Do you have to do a lot of crawling as well, like in different areas? Do you have to crawl underneath something or go into something that's like close space in that, or not really? Anything too tight? Okay, there we go. Gotta go over here one last time.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
I am.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
Okay, gotta do all of them at the same time. Okay, so what the hell? I only got. Okay.
Levioso.
You'll get it.
Oh shit. Okay, hang on. Yeah, man. I was working on a statue class submarine. Oh, a few years ago in the boiler room. It was hell. That must have been, yeah, a submarine. That would have been interesting. Do you work for the military or in the Navy as well? Actually, are you a military, or not military, but Navy officer or Navy person for the military, or just like a contractor for the military and that?
Accio. Repeller.
Oh shit. Okay. Nah. Oh, okay.
Accio. Lumos.
Oh shit. Story mode difficulty allows you to skip certain content. No. Okay.
That was something.
Just mode. Okay.
Accio.
There we go. Just mod contract work. Okay. Cool.
Levioso.
Job.
Excellent form.
Okay, now.
Levioso. Accio.
Woohoo! Got it.
That's it.
Got
I'd
it.
say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger
I find
now.
that lately I've been feeling tired lately, and
Assignment's all finished.
I don't know if it's because of my condition that I have, but lately I've been feeling tired, or it could be just because of the weather too, because it's been raining here for a long time. I got a question. Because you do live in UK, do you see smoke out your area from over here? Because we had a lot of fires that are happening out here in Canada, and a lot of smoke is going down south, but it as well, it's reaching towards you and or towards UK and elsewhere. Has it been pretty badly or smoky or smelly or anything like that in your area? With all the fires that we've been getting out here? Let's keep going.
Revelio.
Oh, let me talk. She probably want to talk.
Seems I'm out of the tournament thanks to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You could have gone a bit easier
Moon
on me.
changed color. Okay. So it has a slightly more yellow. Okay. So the smoke it's just disrupting the air. It's not really disrupting anything else. Or not the air, but the color of the sky a little bit. Yeah, this year is going to be a very bad year this year. I guarantee it. I think this year it's going to be a lot colder than it has been in the past. And basically you get the same, not the same temperatures, but because we're over here and you're over there, the winds from Nova Scotia travels all the way to UK, so you basically get the amount, but not as bad as what we get here.
Perhaps I should stick to potions.
Maybe you go out with me, eh? Such a nice young lady like yourself. You can go out with me, can't you? I was kidding. I'm joking, everybody. Just joking.
Revelio.
Oh, where? Alright, gotta go down. Yeah, so there's a lot of things out there. You know, like last winter I was spending maybe 15 a day heat my house 4 hours a day. Like 20 to 25 Canadian a day. Oh, okay. Jeez, that's a lot.
Revelio.
What audio? You're over there somewhere. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have. I just got a wood stove. Put it in. Hopefully it's cheaper. A wood stove should be cheaper. Is it wood pellets or is it like you have to buy wood every? You have to buy what, quarts? Yeah, like a certain amount of quarts of wood. It is quite a bit for wood, but I think a lot of people are going to go back onto that in the future with the natural heating source, which is wood. I think that will be coming very shortly here, even here in Canada. Multi-fuel burner. Oh, okay. It just gets free wood at work. Oh, yeah, well, of course. You can get free wood from your work because if you have scraps, you can always bring them home. Do you have to pay for that or no? Some companies would make you pay for a bundle of wood each, or if you take too much. I wouldn't mind actually doing that. If we cut down a tree, We have to get the city to do it here in that. I've stockpiled a lot of it. Well, that's good. Just as long as you keep the wood, you should be fine. All you just need is fans. What I mean by fans is so you can circulate the heat around your place. Nah, they just let me take uh, take the offcuts. Cool. That's cool. Yeah, 'cause just as long as you have a fan inside your place and circulating around, you should be fine. But is your double flat or is it a single flat? Your place? If it's a single flat, you will have no problem because there would be not very much. You don't have to worry about circulating it too much. If it's a double flat, meaning you got an upstairs with a cellar, then it will make it a lot harder. Alright, keep going. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, where am I supposed to? I'm supposed to go back in here. 2 floors. Okay. 2 floors, you definitely need a fan to circulate your heat around so that you'll be able to make sure that you don't get cold. I just opened all the doors and the heat goes all through. True. There's this thing that we have up here in Canada, even the United States I think has it too. What it is a fan that works on heat. And you put it down, and when the heat rises up, the fan starts going. So you don't need no power or anything. It's a fan that heats up the wood stove on top of it, and it just blows it out, and then you get another thing, and once it heats up, it will blow around as well. It's actually really neat fan that you can get. You don't have to plug it in or anything. It just goes by heat. And if it's hot in your place, it will circulate it. Yeah, I got one of them. Ah, cool. That is cool. It's always good to actually have one of those things or a couple of those things to circulate around your place. Stick it on the stove. Yeah. Just stick it on the stove, put it on there, and let the fan just circulate the heat, and it will blow it. The hotter it is, the more faster it goes, and the better of the stuff that you get. Works like a Stirling engine. Yes, it does. It's always good to actually have something like that in your place. I remember when I was living somewhere else than where I was living today. I had a wood pellet stove, and it blows out the heat from it, but it works under electricity, which kind of sucks. But that's all right. Even though if it's blowing, they didn't have the fans back then, but I slept in the living room most of the time because the heat was really good. I had two. I had heat and gas. Oh my goodness. I got so much burping inside me. Anyways, heat and gas, that's what I had. Not like natural gas. Propane gas, that's it. Propane gas that I had in my place, which is alright. Wood pellets though, 25 kilogram bags, which is 50 pounds. And those things are heavy. And I had to get like a full bag of those to keep the heat. It's just, it was alright, but I have to watch with the heat and that, make sure that I don't go overboard. And clean out, you have to clean out clean out the chute in it, and you have to clean out the stuff inside so that it doesn't cause a fire. You have to do that twice. You have to do that twice. And that, which kind of sucks, but that's alright. Anyways, I'm going to end it here for today. It was really good talking to you there, Warrant. It was really good talking to you. I hope that you. I'm going to order a ton of coal in a few weeks. Cool. Um, I will catch you guys tomorrow evening. This is I will be streaming tomorrow around 450 a ton. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot, actually. I um um now I kind of lost my thought. That's okay. I would get it back. Um, what was I gonna say here? Oh yeah. Take care, man. Yeah, you too. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Oh yeah. I will be on again tomorrow around 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is New York time if you wanted to know. If you like this stream, please leave a like and subscribe. If you are new here, if you are old and you already have subscribed to me, please put a thumbs up so that I know you like this content. And I hope you all will enjoy this. I like to be back and I like to chat with you all. It was so nice to chat to everybody tonight instead of me talking to myself. But it's always good to actually talk about games, the future of certain things, and as well other things as well, like heating and just knowing about a lot of stuff. It was wonderful. I enjoyed every minute of it. I never had so much fun for a long time like this, and I'm glad that you were here to chat with me. Um, I'm very glad that you all have a great Monday. I will see you tomorrow Tuesday around 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is New York time again. Um, if you like this stream, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new here. If you already have subscribed, please put a thumbs up so that I know that you like this content. And wherever you are, wherever you live, have a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening. And I will see you tomorrow around 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is New York time if you want to know. And don't forget to hit the notification bell button so that you know when I'm on. And all right, y'all. Y'all have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.